Good morning, everyone. We're starting the Lam Rim teachings again. After for a while, we did a Raja Yogini retreat. That was a wonderful retreat. So, welcome. Good morning, everyone in Australia, and good afternoon in Canada and US. I would like to start chanting the mantra of Lama Tsongkhapa at this point. Meg me zeve de jen jen reze te me jembe wambon jambe de bo mali jom de sangwe da kanjin kebe zu jin zongka Lozandabe Chabla Soande Me Techi Genreze Jemen Jembe Wambo Jambe The Bomali Jamze Sawe Kanjen Kebe Sujin Sangka Lozandabe Chabla Soande Migmen Sewe Echin Jenreze Teme Chembe Wambon Jambe Dubon Mali Jambe Sawela Janjin Kebe Sujin Zongkaba Lozanda Beshabla Soa Big man said, the chin race, the man the wombo, jambe, the water, from the sun, Anjin Kebe. Lozandabe Shabla Soande. Subject of the talk for today is Lam Rim Delam. Lam Rim Delam is one of the 8 great Lam Rim texts composed by Lama, composed by first mentioned Lama. First mentioned Lama Losang Chuji Gyaltsen. So I been going through this, explaining this text a little bit, step by step. We did Lam Rim retreat way back in November, and now I will go through slowly and lead some meditation. So today's topic is purification of karma, purification of mind, and purification of body, and purification of speech. So we as a human beings, we put a lot of energy into our body, speech and mind, and we create lots of energy, good energy, also sometimes not so good, and we create different kinds of karmas. We have created karmas in the past life. We creating karmas in the present moment. We also create karmas for the future, always, and never stop creating karma, day and night. And we create karmas with the intentionally and unintentionally, and because karma means action, law of cause and effect, action, right? And so whatever karma we create, there's always a result. And so according Dharma teaching stated that we as a human being, we have that sort of nature or tendency of creating non-virtuous karmas, then the virtuous karmas is somewhat unfortunate thing. And that's because of due to our mental defilements, due to ignorance, due to attachment, due to fear and anxiety and anger and so on, trauma, and so on and so forth. And this is naturally occurring, and is sort of the nature. Nature has these kind of actions too. For example, there's a flooding in Australia right now in New South Wales, and there was forest fires last summer in California and BC, and all kinds of disruption activities, nature's wrath, nature's activities creates a lot of chaos and like tsunami and tornadoes and stuff like that happening, right? So creates problems for us, and like that we create problems for ourselves due to our own mind and defilement, mental defilements. So we have created unwholesome karmas in the past life, and we have broken vows, broken commitments, and unable to practice dharma, unable to meditate as we planned, as we wish, and there's constant interruption and obstacles. So it is happening, and it happened in the past. It is bound to happen in the future, unless we cultivate mindfulness and awareness, meditation, mindfulness and awareness, and also purify the previous karmas, and so that once the previous karmas are purified, those karmas will not repeat. Those karmas will not be a condition for creating more karmas. So what happens here is past karmas, unless they're purified, and those previous karmas becomes condition for cause and condition to create more karmas at the moment and the future. It's like what we call the habitual thing, like a habit, right? If you have a habit of doing something unwholesome, and then one will do it again and again and again. Or if you have a good habit of doing something virtuous, dharma practice, then you will do that also. For example, if you develop the habit of, let's say, let's say, habit of doing prostrations and every day, and then when you wake up in the morning, first thing in the morning, you do 3 prostrations at the moment. You do 3 prostrations at least, or minimum, and that becomes habit. As soon as you come out from the bed, you do 3 prostrations, and you can develop habit of doing 3 prostrations before you go to bed. And usually this is a tradition in the according Buddhist, the vows of the monks and nuns. You wake up in the morning and then you go up to your altar and do 3 prostrations to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Say, thank you, and and I'm grateful to the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and I'm life. Now I'm going to resume my life, spiritual life. So you develop that habit. And then before you go to bed, you do 3 prostrations. Say, again, thank you to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I had a wonderful day. I was able to create merit and practice Dharma. I'm grateful. You do 3 prostrations. So if you develop that habit, and then it becomes automatical. Automatically you do it. That is become habit. You don't have to think. In Tibetan word, we say pakchak, 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 pakchak zangbo, and pakchak ngemba. Pakchak zangbo means good habit, and pakchak ngemba means bad habit. So these habits are, it's part of karma. So if we have those previous karmas, then they becomes a habit, and for the present time. So therefore, it is important to purify. So now there's many different methods of purification, and according Lam Rim, I got Lam Rim Chemo text right in front of me. Also, I have a Delam text in front of me, and it says, "Tomba tuji jinji, kirijibe tab sumba namlam begu so." It says, the most compassionate, the Buddha gave us a method of purification of karmas. The Tibetan word is chirju. Chirju means like you you make changes, you make a kind of adaptations. In other words, you tune up your mind in a positive way, and your mind is not really serviceable, not functioning in terms of practice, and due to laziness and dullness mind or procrastination, so on and so forth, and then you need to tune up your mind. It's like tuning up your car, and auto mechanics tells me you must tune up your car every 6 months or 6,000 kilometers, and you must tune up. And I think that's a good idea. I've been doing that for a long time. And like that, we have to tune up our mind for keep our practice in a good way, good shape, working. So the Tibetan word is chirju. Chirju is like ju means, in other words, zobda. In Tibetan word zobda means kind of like make a nice shape. So Buddha taught the method of purification of body, speech, and mind, karmas, and so there are what we call 4 powers. He taught 4 powers, and power. Okay, in Tibetan word is a top, and Sanskrit word is pala. Yeah, pala. I studied Sanskrit in Varanasi Sanskrit University. So power is pala in Sanskrit. So power. So now we need a power to purify our mind of the past. We need mental power to continue our practice, and we need inspiration. And also, Lam Rim talks about different kinds of powers: power of inspiration, and and power of consistence, and power of stability, and so on. So I'll talk about that later. But here is a different kind of power. So it is necessary to have a power, and we like to have a power. And and if you are, I'm talking about the car. If you are going to buy a car, the auto mechanics or car dealers will tell you, oh, this car has 300 horsepower, right? And then you get excited. Oh, wow, 300 horsepower, and that's a lot of power. I want a truck which has a lot of power, so that I can go up to the mountains, right? Go for sightseeing or camping, and cruise around. And power, they like to tell you power. If it's a man, it's okay, here is a car with lots of power. If a woman going there trying to buy a car, they won't talk about power. They'll say, this car has big mirrors and nice comfortable seat, and perhaps a seat warmer, and so on. So car dealers knows exactly how to uh, attract or convince, and they have kind of a psychology and of selling the cars. So they tell the blokes and say, here is 300 horsepower, okay, and so so we need a power. When you go for hiking, we eat power bars, and gives you energy, right? At this moment, we are facing pandemic. We need physical power. We need immune boosting, and we need vitamin C, vitamin D, and multivitamins, and perhaps some herbs like elderberries, echinacea, astragalus, and koji berries, and so on and so on. There are lots of herbs over there, and to boosting your immune system, and so that even if you get the virus, maybe you get small, mild symptoms, you could survive. So we need a power, physical power, boost our immune system. And so now there's 4 powers. Okay, Dobshi. First power is Tibetan word is Namba Sunjimba. Namba Sunjimba. Okay, Top Namba Sunjimba. Top. Okay, so that's the first one. And the English translation is contemplating. It is effects. So think about the effects of unwholesome karmas. For example, if I created unwholesome karma or hurting somebody, physical hurt someone, or actually like taking, if I took the life of animal or like sentient being, so what will be the effect? What will be the effect on me? Effect on me. If I take life of somebody, if I kill somebody, then we have saying if you kill somebody, you are actually killing your own spirit. In Judeo-Christian term is soul, right? You're killing your destroying your own soul. In Buddhism, we don't talk about the word soul. We don't use the word, but we say spirit. And in Tibetan word is la. So a lot of people, they live with shame, live with the guilt of destroying someone's life. So you are not the same anymore. And this is very severe. I mean, taking someone's life. Now, we don't have to go that far. That's severe. Even just creating whatever non-virtuous karma we created, or broken, let's say, broken vows, broken commitments, and so it has the result, karma, right? Karmic result. So then the power, this is called the power. The Tibetan word, as I said, number sunjimbi, top, and strong remorse for the act. So in English translation, this one, strong remorse for the act. So in other words, remorse or regret for the act. And so it is necessary to have a remorse or regret. And if we have remorse or regret, that mind doesn't sound very pleasant, right? But at the same time, that mind is a virtuous mind. Not having remorse, not having regretness towards a non-virtuous act, that is non-virtue. That is self is unwholesome karma. So having remorse or regretness towards one's own non-virtuous action, it is dharmic act. It is positive one. It is good one. And so that is power, because you have a power to feel remorse. You have a power to feel regretness. You have a power to be honest with yourself. And you have a power to acknowledge that I have committed non-virtue action. You have a power. This shows that you are not a weak person. You have a power to acknowledge, I am a human being. I made a mistake, and we all make a mistake. This is a good one. And you have to imagine that one must imagine, even Milarepa, the great Tibetan yogi and enlightened person, he himself practiced this first power. He practiced all four powers: power of regret and remorse. After his uncle treated so badly to his mother and his sister and Milarepa himself and his fiancée, and he robbed their possessions, everything. He humiliated, treated so bad. So then his mother said to Milarepa, I want to revenge our uncle, and because he treated us all so bad after Milarepa's father died. So the uncle was a very cruel man and very undharmic person, right? So the mother could not forget, and she felt she didn't have a choice. She wanted to teach him a lesson. So Milarepa's mother told Milarepa, go and find a method of find a sorcerer and do black magic. So Milarepa went, and he found some kind of bone master, shamanic master, taught him how to do black magic, and he meditated on it. He practiced black magic, and he managed to destroy his uncle's house and possessions, and made this huge hailstorm, and some kind of tornado came down and hit the house, and that was it. Very powerful black magic. So then after that, of course, Milarepa is a human being, right? He has a gentle nature, and he was not a monster, and he regretted so much, and he felt so bad, and then he was searching for a method of purification, now remedy and power to purify his unwholesome karmas, the obstacle. He regretted so much, and then he searched. And so his first he searched teacher who could teach him sorcerer or black magics. He found one. Now he regretted. He created unwholesome karmas. So he wants now purified, but he needed a teacher who can teach him purification. And he searched, and he was powerful man, and he has incredible what do you call it? Endurance and energy, and he's the type of person. He's the kind of person who would never give up. So he never gave up. He said, until I purify all my bad unwholesome karmas, I'm going to search the perfect guru. So he was fortunate. He met Marpa. Marpa was the greatest guru in Tibet that time, and well, all times. And he was very fortunate. He met Marpa, and then Marpa and Marpa's wife, holy wife, Dagmema, and they adopted him as a spiritual son. And Marpa knew that he has so many bad karmas, and then Marpa wanted him to purify unwholesome karmas. So Marpa said, I want you to build 9-story building. And until then, you cannot purify. You are unable to purify your karma. So because he destroyed his uncle's house and a number of homes, and maybe perhaps, according to the story, the whole village is wiped out. So Marpa said, you have to build 9-story building. So he did. He worked hard. He almost broke his back, and he had lots of callus and lots of sore and bleeding. He worked very hard. It was hard work, and but he had the power to do this. So he had the power to cultivate first power, remorse, and regretness, and he did, and then he purified. So this is the first power, what we call power of remorse or regret. And now, okay, and so yeah, so then the first power is power of remorse and regretness, right? So then you have to do something, right? And Milarepa did the construction of the building. And what he did is he built a temple, not just building. And he built a temple according Marpa's instruction. And so here, according Lam Rim, advised that one should do recitation of sutras. One of this famous sutra is called, Tibetan word is Serva Damba. Dode Serva Damba. Ser means gold, Word is light of the gold, gold light, holy gold light sutra. Dode Serva Damba. It is very popular one, and we have translations in English, and there's a translation in Chinese. I'm not sure other languages. Probably they have translation in, say, Japanese or Korean and so forth. And I seen translation in Chinese. So though they Sarvadamba means gold light. So this sutra is a very special sutra because when you recite this sutra, it has it sort of uh, when it makes you feel very uh, powerful, and it makes you feel like your mind has become very clear and pure, like a gold light, and also it feels your mind is fulfilling, and it's like you found a gold nugget, right? Imagine if you find a gold nugget, and how do you feel? You feel, oh, I'm rich, right? I remember last year, some young person or one or two young person found this big gold nugget on the western coast of Australia on the beach somewhere. I don't know where it was, and amazing. So finding something like that, it's you feel like very fulfilling, right? Oh, I'm now rich, kind of like that. And but the main point is this reciting this sutra makes your mind become like a gold light, very bright, and you get confidence, and it feels like purifying your unwholesome karmas and obstacles. And then there's another sutra, very famous one, it's called Sanji Songi. uh, Sanji Songi Go Nishaba. So, Confession Sutra of reciting the names of 35 Buddhas. And Tibetan word is Tungsha, Tungwa Shakpa. Tungwa means broken samaya. Tungwa. Shakpa is purifying the broken samayas. Right? So we have sutra which has name of 35 Buddhas. Name of 35 Buddhas. You recite the name of the 35 Buddhas. These Buddhas are very special kind of Buddhas, and their actions, and their compassion, their divine activities are focused on our body, speech, and mind, and in order to purify our mind, in order to purify our karmas. And so 35 Buddha Confession Sutra, which is very powerful. And we do that also with prostrations. So what you do is normally you memorize the sutra. It's not very long, and you reciting the name of 35 Buddhas, and and then you do prostration at the same time. So it is very powerful. And according to Lama Tsongkhapa's life story, Lama Tsongkhapa himself did a sutra of the 30, chanting the name of the 35 Buddhas. And it was very powerful. Okay, so this is the first power. I will leave it there for now. And so second power is called in Tibetan Nipa Le Lar Dopi Top. Nipa Le Lar Dopi Top. So in the English translation is the firm intention not to commit such an act again. Okay. Firm intention. So we make firm intention, firm decision not to commit such an act again. So, as I said, we are human beings. We break vows and commitments, and we because we don't have consistent awareness and mindfulness, and also we forget our vows, and we don't have great mindfulness and awareness, and we're easily influenced by our own inner ego, and delusions easily taken over. We're taken over by our own egos, and also easily influenced by other people, and so we break vows, and therefore one has to commit oneself. We have to make a commitment to oneself again and again and again, not to act, not to do the same thing. This is why we have this sutra of chanting the name of 35 Buddhas. We have Vajrasattva practice. We have many different kinds of practice. In the according Buddhist tradition, Hinayana tradition, Mahayana tradition, and Vajrayana tradition, all the three schools or traditions have method of purification and method of making commitment again and again, and to purify. And we do. And for example, according Vinaya Sutra, and every fortnight, the monks, the bhikkhus and the bhikkhunis, and they have to do their, in Tibetan, what we call sojong, sojong, sojong. So means fulfill, and jong means purify. So, and during those 2 weeks, the fortnight, whatever unwholesome karmas, obstacles I have created, I would like to purify. So, jong is like, it's like, so means fulfilling, jong is purifying. So I have to purify first and then fill up, fulfill. It's kind of like you have a cup. You wash the cup first, then you pour water in, then you drink the water. Because if the cup is unwashed and the pot is unwashed, and then it's not suitable to put the water inside or to make tea or soup, whatever. You have to clean it first, right? Then you put the thing, and then you boil the whatever, and then you drink. Then it's suitable. So it's first purify and then fill up. So yong, okay, so yong, and another word so means kind of warm up. Okay, soa mesoa means starting the fire, and so every fortnight the monks have to get together. Even the highest lama or the supreme abbot or His Holiness or whoever, and humbly attained this sojong ceremony, sojong, and everybody sit around the circle and recite the sojong text. They memorize. You have to memorize, and then the abbot, the Lord Abbot will recite the Vinaya Sutra. So we say Tibetan word is Sosor Tarpe Do. Do is sutra. Sosor Tarpe means individual liberation. Sutra of individual liberation. The abbot will recite that. And because they recite that, so this happens every fortnight. Whether you broke vows, commitments or not, or whether you create unwholesome karmas or not, you have to do it. In case you don't remember, right? This is a Vinaya Sutra according Vinaya tradition. This is according Theravadan tradition. This is according Mahayana tradition. In Theravadan tradition also have a Sojong. I attended when I was in Thailand as a Theravadan Buddhist monk. And in Vajrayana tradition, we have many different kinds of practice. One very common one is Vajrasattva practice, which I will explain a little bit later. So here is another practice we have is Tundu Laminanjo, the 6th session Guru Yoga and practice. And we have self-initiations. So the 6th session Guru Yoga is something that you have to do every day. 6 session, which means 3 times a daytime, 3 times a nighttime. You do the prayers of taking refuge and generate bodhicitta and cultivate 6 parameters and cultivate devotion to Guru and so on and so forth. And we do that daily. And also we could do self-initiation. Once you have done the retreat, mantra retreat, you could do Yamantaka self-initiation or Heruka self-initiation or Vajrayogini or Chittamanitara, whichever. You could do self-initiation. That's the method of purification. And so here that fits with this second power, the firm intention not to commit such an act again. So one has to mentally take the vow. One has to make a strong vow to oneself not to commit the same act again. Because I am my own witness here, and I am my own kind of like the abbot. I'm my own witness. I have to do this to myself. I have to be honest with myself. I think this is the powerful. This is very powerful. So, so these are, as I said before, it's called 4 opponent powers, and these are powerful practice. And this is powerful. When you do this, this is very powerful. It makes you actually become powerful because you recognize, you acknowledge that you can do this for yourself. And once you reaffirm yourself, you are able to practice, continue your vows, commitments, and practice. You will gain self-confidence, and then it makes you feel more powerful. You have a power. You are empowering yourself and boosting your mental capacity, mental power, boosting your spiritual power, boosting your spiritual energy, and boosting your spiritual trust in yourself. Okay, the third power is called Nibale Lar, Nibale Dopa in Tibetan word. Nibale Dopa. Okay. Nibale Dopa, which means whatever non-virtuous actions I have committed in the past, and I will not commit this again. This is a Nibale, Nibale Dog. So let me put this way. The second one is like we call it Nimbogundujoba, right? So second power is power that you develop through reciting sutras, reciting mantras such as Vajrasattva mantra, and so on and so forth. And that's the second remedy. And so when you recite the sutras, and you will receive power from the sutras by the reciting the sutras, give you power. And also when you recite mantras like the Vajrasattva mantra, 100 syllable mantra, and it gives you the power. And the Vajrasattva is a very, very special deity, Vajrasattva. And Vajrasattva's 100 syllable mantra is a very holy mantra, powerful mantra. It has the power to purify our mind, purify our habits of the past, purify our mental defilements. It has the power to purify our ego. It has power to purify our ignorance. It has power to purify our attachment and greed. It has the power to purify our anger and frustration. It has power to purify our anxiety, fear, and it has power to purify our regretness. It has the power to purify our guilt, although we don't use the word guilt in Buddhism, but there are similar words to the word guilt. We say shame or embarrassment, right? And so on. So it has a lot of power, these mantras. Mantra recitation is very powerful. The more you recite, you get more power and more inspiration and energy. And this is why we recite mantras. And that's why you recite 108 minimum, and you recite 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and 400,000, whatever amount. The more you do, it is more powerful. It purifies our mind, purifies our body. It does not allow to have mental defilements. It will cut the habit, and so automatically it becomes the remedy to purify our mental defilements. And it purifies the karma. It purifies the cause and condition of creating unwholesome karmas. And it is very powerful. And it's hard to explain it, how it works, right? And usually it's always like that, how to explain how it works. When purification takes place, and you don't know exactly how it works. But usually we have saying, in according Dharma tradition, according yogic tradition, and the more you practice, your mind becomes more liberated. That's sign of purified. That is a realization. The more you practice mantras and sadhanas, and your mind become more free, more inspirational, more energetic, more happier, more peaceful, more spacious, less rigid mind, and less uptight mind, less neurotic, and and more liberating. That's sign of experiencing purification and clear light. It's in a way, some ways it is simple, some ways not so simple. So this is the power of what we call in second, this is third one. Okay, third power. So the third power is like you make a vow not to commit unwholesome karmas and not to commit again. Make a firm commitment. And fourth power is the Tibetan word is Tenjitop. Tenjitop is what we call the power of object. Power of object. So power of object is taking. What is power of object? Power of objects taking refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and this power of object. So what it means is the object has the power, and when you are suffering from depression, suffering from fear, suffering from loss, suffering from confusion, suffering from attachment or anger, whatever delusion is occupying your mind and creating more unwholesome karmas and creating basically more suffering in our minds, right? So then you take refuge to Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, and then the object. So as soon as you take refuge to the Buddha, and you feel safer. And when you take refuge to Buddha, you have to think about the Buddha, Buddha's power, Buddha's blessing, and what the Buddha can do for you. You have to trust the Buddha has the power to protect you. Buddha has immense compassion, love, power. Buddha is here, right in front of me, or around me, everywhere. Wherever I go, wherever I sit, and wherever I lie down, the Buddha is with me everywhere, 24 hours, wherever you go. We have saying there is no place where there's no Buddha. Buddha is everywhere. So before you go to bed and when you wake up in the morning, pray to Buddha, take refuge to Buddha. And even in your dreams, you can take refuge to Buddha, right? You will. If you are taking refuge to Buddha, always you will take refuge in your dreams. And the Buddha is there, will protect you. And this is powerful. So when I'm talking about Buddha, I'm not talking about only Shakyamuni Buddha, one Buddha. I'm talking about all the Buddhas. And because all Buddhas are many and one at the same time. All the Buddhas one and many at the same time. Doesn't matter which Buddha is. Tara, Heruka, Vajrasattva, and Medicine Buddha, and Black Manjushri, or Kurukule, and Saraswati, and Maitreya Buddha, and doesn't matter which Buddha. They're all the same. So moment you think about Buddha, you say, I go refuge to Buddha. You feel already safe and protected. And it power, right? And then you feel like, how can I create unwholesome karma? How could I cheat someone? How could I lie? How could I take advantage of taking something that doesn't belong to me and taking from somebody else? The Buddha is right in front of me. Buddha is watching. I can't do this, right? And I cannot lie. I cannot take advantage. Buddha is witness. Buddha is with me all the time. So that's the power of Buddha. Because you trust Buddha. You have faith in Buddha. Right? This is called power of object. Likewise, Dharma. Dharma is power of object. Because we talk about Dharma so many times. We study Dharma and we trying to say ourselves, I am the Dharma person, right? So I have to integrate Dharma into my everyday life. And I have to live my life according to Dharma principles. Otherwise, I'm hypocrite. I'm not practicing Dharma, only by words and sitting on a cushion mumbling hundreds and thousands of mantras, but if I don't practice properly, if I'm not integrating in all of a sudden I get mad and being rude to others, and here I'm sitting in the cushion saying 100,000 mantra, and the next thing you start insulting somebody or being mad, or that's not dharma. Then this dharma practice is not working, and so this is not dharma. What is real dharma is trying to live our lives according to the principle of the dharma. Every day, every moment, step by step, step by step, one by one, moment by moment, now and here, not past, not future, now, right? And so dharma is the witness. Dharma is the object. This is the power of object. But dharma has power. When you think about dharma, has power to not to commit non-virtuous actions. And when you think about dharma, and when you say I go refuge to dharma, that mind itself is powerful, purifies past unwholesome karmas. Very powerful. Then likewise, the Sangha, take refuge to Sangha, right? I take refuge to Sangha. Who are the Sangha? There are usually two levels of Sangha. Ordinary Sangha, common Sangha, and Supreme Sangha. Common Sangha is like common people, Dharma practitioners, and your friends, and your Dharma friends, Dharma practitioners, ladies, and women or men, whoever, right? Monks, nuns, whoever. They are your common Sangha, your community Sangha, right? There is a power. They have a power to protect us. We're a part of it. We all protect each other. Our Dharma practice. We're trying to help. And this is why that was the point of having Sangha. This is the meaning of Sangha. We have a responsibility to guard and support other Sangha members, their practice. We have a responsibility to support God, our own practice. And also we have a responsibility when one of Sangha members is doing something which is not wholesome, not Dharma, then we have a responsibility to give him a note. Note, yes. Tell him, here, you see here, what is happening here. And then the other person will appreciate your advice or being there helping, right? This is our responsibility. So this is powerful. This kind of communication, this kind of interaction, this kind of support is powerful. Sangha is very powerful. And during the bad time, difficult time, right now we're having pandemic, right? And we're having hard time. And as you notice, the Sangha is really powerful. We're here. I'm teaching on Zoom. I've been teaching on Zoom. I have been teaching on YouTube, and we are linked, communicating, and connected all over the world. It is powerful. It is Dharma is a treasure. Dharma saves us, and otherwise our life will be difficult without Dharma practice, right? And many of our Sangha members, and most of our Sangha members, I should say, we're healthy, strong, and we are managing to cope. We are coping with this lockdown and pandemic, and things are getting better now. Things will get better for our lives and our Dharma practice, and it will be better for the world too, because every person is happy and healthy. It makes the whole world is get healthy and happy, right? We have saying in Tibetan tradition, we have saying, one drop of water makes the ocean bigger. And so one person, happy person, healthy person, practicing Dharma makes a difference for the whole world. For a whole world community, it makes a difference. This is why very, very important. I saw on YouTube, there was some beautiful monks in Sri Lanka. They were sitting there chanting for the world, for the overcoming suffering, overcoming pandemic. And they are praying for everybody, for giving them comfort for everybody, not just for the Buddhists, for everybody on this planet. And non-Buddhist, Buddhist, doesn't matter who they are, people east, west, everyone. This is a global suffering, global karma, right? So it's very inspirational. So the inspirational, therefore, Buddha Dharma, taking refuge to Buddha Dharma, Sangha is called the power of object. And also, there's another matter here, is cultivating bodhisattva vow. And cultivating bodhisattva vow, keeping the bodhisattva vow, or meditating on the bodhicitta is the power of object. Meditate on bodhicitta is power of object, because bodhicitta itself is the object. Bodhicitta is the mind, our own mind of loving kindness, mind of altruistic thinking, and exchanging the benefit of oneself with others. The bodhicitta is the mind. This is the object, and this is a very powerful and powerful way of generating love and compassion for ourselves, for others, and to way of purifying, purifying karma. Because, see, I like to say how it works. How does it work? Cultivating bodhicitta purifies karma. Well, see, the love, meditation and love, bodhicitta is direct opponent power, direct opponent for anger and frustration. So right now, a lot of people are angry. A lot of people are frustrated during this pandemic. People are very angry, and because they're frustrated, right? They're stuck, and they're not free, and they're losing their jobs and business. So much suffering. People are frustrated and angry, and for others, and they start blaming, right? And so when you practice bodhicitta, and the anger will diffuse, the anger will subside, frustration will subside, this sort of blame subside, pointing the fingers at other people is subside. One will be able to accept this is global karma, and this too will end soon. Soon it will end. Everything ends. Everything is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Everything will end soon. The COVID global pandemic will end. It is important to, this is not wishy-washy thinking. It is important to develop this attitude. This pandemic will end. This is impermanent. We imagine meditating on that, it will end, not just wishy-washy thinking. And the whole world community is doing what they can do to help, for surviving, right? And from this suffering. So therefore, meditation on love and bodhicitta is very powerful and purifying our unwholesome karmas of the past. So these topics that I'm talking today, it has effect on our mind in terms of generating peace, calmness, stability during this pandemic time. Thank you very much. I will leave it here now. We have a 5 minute for time for question and answer.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Wonderful teachings. Brian Hoff asks, Rinpoche, I do not understand the difference between power 2 and power 3. Are they both firm intention not to commit again? Is there a difference between them?
Power 2 and power 3.
Yes.
Well, okay, power 3 is not commit unwholesome karma. Again, you make the kind of firm decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now power 2 is to acknowledge that we have a committed unwholesome karmas, and then do the right practice, such as reciting Compassion Sutras and reciting Sutra of Gold Light, and so on and so forth. That's power 2, to acknowledge. And well, the power, but they're similar. Power. First, what power is acknowledge, like strong remorse and regretness, and so on and so forth, right? And but then just having remorse or regretness is not good enough, and you're just sitting there, feel kind of like miserable, right? But you have to do something. So then that's why power 2 comes. Power 2, okay, I'm going to do something now to purify that unwholesome karma that I committed in the past. Then you recite the Sutra of God Light, you recite 35 Buddha Compassion Sutra, and so on and so forth. And then you can recite Rajasattva mantra, so forth. Then the third is you make firm commitment. I will not do this again.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Is this the English text you're using?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you know, there's this book.
Yeah. So it's called Tibetan Tradition of Mental Development by Geshe Naung Darje.
Yeah. Well, most Lam Rim teachings have explanation on the four powers, or we call four remedies. It's also known as four remedies.
Okay. Thank you. Jess Watson asks, Rinpoche, what is a good mantra to start with as a beginner newcomer for Vajrayana for purification?
Purification?
Yeah. Is the Sutra of Gold Light suitable?
Didn't he asked a question about mantra?
Yeah, mantra and the Sutra of Gold Light. Is that suitable to also recite?
Yeah. Mantra, for purification mantra, as a beginner, you should do Vajrasattva mantra.
Okay.
100 syllable mantra is good. And also Tara mantra will be very powerful. Tara mantra, Om Tare Tu Tare Turi Soha, it will be very powerful. And all for for purification. And then sutra-wise, there's two sutra I mentioned. One is the Gold Light. The other one is 35 Buddha, reciting name of 35 Buddhas.
Good, thank you. Amanda asks, you were saying self-initiation is a powerful tool for purification. How regularly do you recommend we should do this?
Self-initiation?